Hello everyone, my name is Megumi Tanno and I'm going to perform today the Mr. Séverac, Déodat de Séverac, French composer. I would like to say about myself a little bit, I explain. I'm keyboardist, historical keyboardist, but what is keyboardist? Why not just pianist? I can be called as pianist. So I studied first modern piano in Tokyo, and then afterwards I studied musicology. Then I went to Netherlands. I was age of 22. I went to Netherlands to study Fortepiano. So that was the period, like let's say 8 years. I focused on only playing Fortepiano, historical pianos, like around 70-50, 400 is like around until 1850, like Fortepianos, like really like Mozart time, Beethoven time, Schubert time. So, and then I also play now. Let's say I encounter the clavichord, and because my dear friend and colleague Michael Tsalka, he's a great master, and he's now staying and playing a lot in China and also in Europe. He has released, I don't know, maybe over 10 years ago, he released a CD about Goldberg Variations by Bach. My image of Goldberg Variation Bach is really like everyone know maybe Glenn Gould, who is living in Toronto. And actually I was also in Toronto, and luckily my friend has a house next house of Glenn Gould. So I was very lucky to see his, how you say, his statue, and I was very happy to see his statue. So he is enigma that if someone want to know about Goldberg variation, he was kind of image. So he played rather fast tempo and a lot of creation, and I liked very much anyway. So when I listened, after 20 years later, I listened to Michael Tsalka playing Goldberg variation on clavichord, I was really like almost falling off chair. I was so astonished, because the tempo, he took tempi, I said plural, because each variation has a different tempo, of course, and Michael was, time of the concept was quite free, and he played really freely, but with aesthetics, with philosophy, or his strong interpretation of that instrument. So what I want to say that different instrument, we have always the same aim, that like everyone want to climb Fuji mountain, right? Everybody want to go the highest, which as a musician, I would imagine we want to be closer to the composer's heart, composer's soul always. But different instrument means like different angle, different way. Always we can climb the mountain. Yes, we always want to be the top of a mountain, but there are a lot of another way, a lot of different ways that we can climb up actually. So Michael shows me in this CD, I was really using different instrument. We can climb up the top of a mountain, but different view. So that was really for me a lot of impression. So I asked him, how do you think I can start to play clavichord? And he said, yes, of course, Megumi. And I was very happy. So then now, if someone already very thankful to listen to my YouTube channel, so I have had already a lot of clavichord YouTube channels that I played on Scarlatti or Bach. So a lot of people already watching me, and I'm very thankful for that. Now, I'm here standing in Shibuya district in Tokyo on this, in front of this beautiful instrument, which built 1825. And if someone keen to know the classical music, Megumi-san, are you sure that Mr. Séverac was born 1872? So this piano built 1825, already 50 years earlier the piano was built. And this, now today I'm going to perform on vacation in English, I suppose. I play a 9-piece of Mr. Séverac. That was composed in 1912. So again, this is now piano 100 years earlier the built, no? So why not just use modern piano or antique pianos? But if I see this score, by the way, Mr. Séverac, for example, the same time Debussy was born, I think 10 years earlier than Séverac, and also Maurice Ravel. Like Debussy, Ravel, they are so famous, unfortunately, compared with Mr. Séverac. Debussy actually loves so much Mr. Séverac because like scent of the earth, like tsuchi no kaori in Japanese. It is so that Mr. Séverac studied in Paris, of course, after he was born in Languedoc, which is very special area in France, like South France, Perpignan or Languedoc, is very beautiful area south of France. And then it was kind of tradition that people has to go to Paris to study. But I think he went to Scola Canton. He didn't go Paris Conservatoire. Already he somehow against to be Parisian or something like Paris feeling. Anyway, so he went to study Scola Canton in Paris, and then he was also assistant of Isaac Albéniz. So somehow he always think music is much more not studying music, but he really felt his countryside feeling, but also with a lot of nature. So what I discover, I play this piece more with Fortepiano. I discover more. Let's say it's more stimulated me that to feel that my opening up my 5 senses. That is very special. And yes, today I wanted to explore myself actually with this piano, which is 100 years differences. But that's why I call this whole program today Timeless Nostalgia, because nostalgia, it's always, you see the back, you had a nice memory, you had a nice love relationship, and you had something recalling the past. But even though, because Séverac itself, he's a simple man, and after Paris study, he came back to Toulouse, and he came back to the Languedoc area where he was born, because he missed the nature of this area. So that was so much actually connected of this piano actually. And also, one thing I have to add, because the notation of his notation, kifuho in Japanese, notation is really so special and simple, and this simplicity is absolutely, for my taste, fitting with this fortepiano. Because this fortepiano later on, maybe like 6th piece, something about orgel, I'm going to explain this piano more about pedals and also why I use this piano once more. But now you see that this piano is before Industrial Revolution. Yes, that was after 1850. So this piano was built much earlier, like 1825. So as you can see, there is no iron inside the piano. So the quality of this piano is really a lot of wood, warm sound, and a simple sound, simple action actually as well inside, but also simple sound, and which is very warm. And also you see the 4 pedals, because this type of piano has really, the sound is very soft but also warm, but immediately disappeared. Modern piano nowadays, if you play, of course, piano is always the life, always has to be diminuendo. But anyway, this piano, immediately the sound disappears. It means you cannot change much in a touch, actually. That's why these 4 pedals, which is really in that period in Vienna, philosophy that you cannot change, but it was some idea of how the sound they want to the music. So, and also you can see the notation of Mr. Séverac. Sometimes he says sordino, but sordino, usually for strings, you can see sordino, jack on, 弱音装置 soldino, you can see for the strings, but how can I be then on piano? Yeah, because already Fortepiano disappeared, and then already the time of Séverac is more antique or towards the modern piano. 1912, no, it was composed, and then only like touch with una corda can be soldino, but it means his idea. Mr. Séverac has such a strong idea that already he always back to his nature, also back to the time probably that with simplicity and the nature of he loves actually. So today my aim, I speak too much already maybe, but today my aim is really like explore his beautiful nature. Yeah, as a Japanese, me as a Japanese also, like we strongly not believe but into the bone already actually that animism, like we have always respect of the life in already there in wood, in paper, in keyboard. So that is actually also not far to understand. Let's say the key to understand the core, the heart of Mr. Séverac. I can also use this feeling transform to understand this piece deeper and deeper. And I'm so happy to share with you today that I can really invite the world of Mr. Séverac, and also I hope you enjoy my big program actually, this timeless nostalgia today. Thank you for listening. ありがとう。丹野めぐみオフィシャル YouTube をいつもご覧くださりありがとうございます。新しいコンテンツを毎週金曜日日本時間の17時より配信しております。ご登録がまだの方はぜひチャンネル登録をお願いいたします。